Hey there, Walt here from the Smoke and Steel podcast, and this is episode. I don't know what it is. Episode something or other. The whole point of this video was to explain the crazy inner workings of my mind and to give you a little bit of an update. So, on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, the guys and us got together the guys and I, all of us, the gang got together on Tuesday night to record another episode of the podcast. There were 6 of us. It was a lot of fun, as usual. And at the end of the podcast, after we're all finished recording, we're just kind of sitting there, and Eric looks over and he goes, "So hey, what's the schedule look like? So when are we going to start seeing episodes of the podcast come out so that we can watch them?" And I said, "Well, I'm not entirely sure. I have an incremental episode coming out tomorrow, which would have been this past Wednesday." And then I said, that's the last incremental episode before we sort of get into things. And then he said, "Oh, so the episode with Mark is after that." Yeah. So the following week will be Mark. And then I have another solo episode that I recorded. And you can see like the room that the enthusiasm started to fizzle out of the room. So he says like, "Okay, so that's another week." And then episode 1 that we recorded, a week and a half ago is going to come out like 3 weeks from now, almost 4 weeks from now. I'm like, yeah, I'll have to see what I can do about shuffling things up because I really don't want to wait that long. I want everyone in the group to be excited to see the content come out and be a part of it and not have to wait 3-4 weeks. That's my own dumb fault in the beginning for getting excited and recording a bunch of solo episodes, but it's kind of neither here nor there. So I said, I'll see what I can do about shuffling things up. And then I went to bed that night and it was just like running through my head, like, how am I going to make this work? I could just change the scheduled dates, but that creates a problem, all kinds of problems actually. So, Stogie Review has posts scheduled that have a YouTube video embedded in them. That's where typically if you're watching on Stogie Review, you're watching the video through YouTube. So the YouTube embed is scheduled to coincide with the Stogie Review post. So the two of them push out at the same time. YouTube subscribers and Stogie Review email subscribers both get the alert at the same time. So I don't want to mess with either one of those. That kind of creates sync issues. I could, on the other hand, update the Spotify schedule, which matches the YouTube and Stogie Review schedule, except instead of posting at 6 p.m. on a Wednesday, I know that I particularly like listening to podcasts in the morning, so I have those scheduled for 6 a.m. So maybe I'll pull the schedule forward on a couple episodes of the Smoke and Steel podcast on Spotify. That would at least give everyone an opportunity to watch it, even though it's not on your preferred method. Like that could possibly work. So I started thinking on that a little bit more. So maybe I don't want to make them out of order. I could publish the episode with everyone together early, but that is clearly labeled episode 3 and now gets out of sync with episodes 1 and 2. So maybe if I post those early too, post episode 1, like maybe Friday, episode 2, maybe on like Saturday, episode 3 on Sunday, then everyone can see everything next week. The problem though is that it creates sort of like a false sense of abandonment on Spotify, because now all those episodes have published. There's nothing behind them. So it seems as though there's been a rush of episodes and now there's going to be a 3-week lag before the next episode publishes. And I thought, oh, that's just not going to work. It's going to seem awful. I don't want it to appear as though the podcast has been abandoned 3 episodes in, where there hasn't been an update in 3-4 weeks. So, man, I'm going through all the trouble that this is creating in my head. I have a touch of OCD about certain things, and this is like really bothering me. So, just kind of out of the blue, I was taking a break from work. I get up, I walked away from my desk to go grab something to drink, refill my coffee probably. And I noticed that the upload I had running in the background for episode 4 with the gang that we just recorded had finished uploading to YouTube. And I thought, what if I just upload a second copy? I mean, that would be easy enough. They're giant files, but if I upload a second copy, I could treat it independent from the schedule. Then I could like share it around and people could see it. And maybe that would give people a sense of, like maybe that would give them that excitement that they're looking for, that the glimpse of the finished product without having to wait all this time for it. So I started running through some options in my head. Well, it would be really easy to upload a second copy. I mean, I literally started the upload and walked away from it and did nothing. I went back to work. So it was like zero effort. And then when it was finished uploading, I just typed in a really basic description, like, this is a preview episode early. I turned off the comments. I turned off the ability to push the video out to subscribers. And I thought, I could kill two birds with one stone here. I want to build a community. I think Discord is a great way to do that. So what if I take the YouTube video that's unlisted and doesn't get pushed out and I stick it in Discord? So now I'm building a sense of community, and the reward for joining the Discord community is the opportunity to see the episode early. I kind of strong arm my friends into following along and joining Discord if they want to see it. But it works. I think that is a workable solution to the problem I have developed for myself. So, if you are interested in watching episode 3 of the Smoke and Steel podcast with 5 of the guys, you can do so on Discord. And maybe in a week, I'll publish episode 4 early on Discord the very same way, so that you can see that sort of out of sync, get an early preview, all for joining Discord, which is free. And if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like IRC. I feel like I'm dating myself with that reference, or maybe AOL's old school chat rooms. It's kind of like it's basically a chat service with a bunch of different rooms, and people can talk, chat, type, or voice chat. Whatever your art's delight. And I think it's going to be a great way to build a community, start building back a community within Stogie Review. And I think Discord is a nice, easy way to do it. Plus, it will also give you kind of direct access to the crew, because we're all kind of spread out, use different services for different things, have different preferences. I think Discord might actually bring us together a little bit, so you can directly ask Eric a question, say, hey, like when you melted your golf club on your fingers, what degree burn did you get from that? Or, if you've got a question about the stuff Jim was talking about smearing on people's windshield wipers, you could also ask in Discord. So join the Discord server, and your reward will be an early episode, or an early release, early preview of episode 3 of the Smoke and Steel podcast. Thanks for watching. I will see you in Discord.